episode. Welcome to Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night, so of course that means we're playing Valley by Night, River City, or Vampire 5th Edition actual play. I'll be your storyteller. I will be your storyteller for the evening, Jason. And with me as usual will be Jeremy playing Egidio.
It would.
Sarah playing Emma. Eric playing Kyle. Duba playing Walter. All right, don't nos everybody out.
Excuse me, sir. We're sharing the same light.
And Rappy is back with us playing Iola.
For the next 2 weeks.
4 weeks.
4.
Oh,
It's 4 on, 4 off.
It is. I'm just making fun of how short a month February is.
Fair.
That makes me wonder if I need to do 4 session arcs instead of 3 session arcs.
Things to consider.
Yes. Anyway, so who would like, since Rappy was not here.
Duba was not here either.
Oh yeah, Duba wasn't here for the last one either. Who would like to fill them in on what happened last week?
Fill me in on everything.
I was in Torpor.
I'm asleep. Don't look at me.
We after the events at the U-Haul, we became property owners, or all of us officially became property owners, besides Kyle. And when we were having a meeting with the other barons, a bunch of what appeared to be hunters have attacked the theater we were in, and Kyle jumped on them and tried to be the awesome predator that he is, and took a bunch of dragon fire for it.
To be fair, I tanked an entire combat round's worth of dragon fire plus criticals.
You did, and Egidio is much happy and grateful for it. That's why he dragged you out of the firing line.
His quantity of fucking around and finding out was way off the charts.
I can tell.
This campaign is just a campaign of firsts for Vampire for us.
Yeah.
I think I'm actually the first player character that's gone into Torpor.
Yeah.
In our 2 games.
Blackjack got close when he held that grenade in his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we borrowed Walter to put him in put Kyle's Torpor remains into his little sewer system.
We're chilling out underground.
But we're all chilling out underground. For now, Egidio's gonna leave.
Egidio's like, peace. You guys got this? You guys got this, right?
Fine in the sewers. That Nos Baron's description of Egidio was kind of right, but also not. Because he was like, "Oh, you've never been in the sewers, huh? Look at your cool suit." Incorrect.
Well, incorrect
and
now.
Kind of self-fulfilling. But yeah.
Hey.
Anyway, that's where we're at. We are in Walter's, maybe not Walter's Haven, but close to it. So just so we can keep a body.
Yeah, we didn't want to go to anyone's personal haven, but we also didn't want to be like, let's just put him in his office at the bar. That'll be fine. No one will check there. I'm sure.
Oh, definitely. Nobody will check. First place they check.
Yeah. So we don't know about the super secret underground, Harry Potter's under the stairs closet room he has there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's the only one with the 72-digit code.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
72 digits? Damn.
Yeah, he's got that shit encrypted.
Yeah. I'm not apologizing.
But yeah, that's where we're at right now.
All right.
Emma is at Hunger 4, so she's bleeding out of every orifice.
I mean, to be fair, if this SOB fails on getting healed or a rouse check, he gonna be out for a month.
Yeah, we all
Give
understand the stakes
rolls
here.
For that.
I know you said a rouse check,
Yeah.
but in my head it
Please
all
space
ran
that
together to a rouse check.
You can't. I don't know if you can tell it, but eyebrow wiggle.
I'm just
I wasn't even thinking about that until you said it like that.
So I mean, however Walter wants to feel about Kyle is fine. I ain't judging.
We're gonna fade that to black. Is what we're saying here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you in my sewer for a month? Well, don't mind if I tiddly do.
Oh my god.
Yeah, banjos. Let's go, folks.
yeah.
Moving on.
I'm kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't be surprised if you try to open the coffin and like, why is it chained shut? I ain't taking no chances.
All right, so you have stigmata.
Yep.
You begin to bleed from open wounds in your hands, feet, and forehead.
Forehead
Is
probably already.
that in
but-
addition to your eye, or?
Yeah.
That's a separate flaw.
Yeah, the eye is completely separate. So she's like.
So
just,
the eye is bleeding, and then you've got like a gash or something up under the eyes.
Yeah. She's
Okay.
a mess.
Some would say a hot mess, but you know.
Her nice outfit that she took so much time, and her good hat, and it's now covered in her own blood.
Which probably smells so nice to everybody else.
Oh yeah, no. So, wait, what hunger is Egidio and Walter at?
I think
they're
Chidio's
in
at
the
2
area?
right now.
Walter would be at 1 last I checked. Though.
Okay,
Chidio's
we're
at-
fine.
Do
Yeah,
I?
we're all fine.
I'm not there to roll, so it's fine.
Chidio's at 1. So
Okay.
we're good. He will look at that, since that's probably where we're about to start, and be like, you gotta.
Little something off here.
Yeah, she's like taking off the hat and like, yeah, I know. So you
Oh,
probably- Yeah.
interesting.
No, not really. So you got an answer to your question there about what clan?
Oh, that's not doing anything. You might as well just let it run. It's probably a cooler effect anyway.
Getting in my eyes and makes it hard to see.
That's fair.
Oh,
We need to get you like a sun visor that just does that and just like leaks off the side.
It's like a hat with little gutters
Oh,
that run down like little straws for your buddies.
no! No, it's like the reverse beer hat thing.
I say, oh, the visuals that we're creating right now. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Vampire.
And
Old
Egidio will look at Emma and be like, "Are you okay?"
I'm gonna probably try and find something to eat tonight, 'cause I think if I sleep and wake up hungrier, it's not gonna do anybody any good.
I see. One moment, and pulls out his phone here in the sewers. Hopefully, he gets coverage. And he'll attempt to hunt again.
Okay, so
But
you're calling.
he's not calling his contact. He's calling the he's calling the person that he met in the ministry. That if I had my notes on me, I would be smarter about who that is.
Let me see if I've still got his character sheet over here. Let's see, Banhu Keen, that's not him. Thin Blood, that's not him.
All in row.
What now?
Colin Rowe.
Ah, yes, here he is.
I'll call Colin Rowe.
Okay. Now, does anybody remember what time of day it was? Or night?
It had to be like
After midnight, because the party
a
was at
little
midnight.
after midnight. Yeah.
Probably at least an hour or so after midnight.
Okay, let's say 2 o'clock, because y'all had to get settled and
Sure.
track Walter down and him find you a spot to hide him down there in the sewers.
Fair enough. Then about 2 a.m., I'll call Colin Rowe.
Okay. It rings a couple of times. And you're calling from the burner phone that you gave him.
Yes, that same number. So he knows it's at least me at this time.
He answers. Egidio, amigo. What in the world can I do for you?
Hey, question. What? Actually, this is something I would like to discuss in person, if that is okay.
Oh, of course. Where would you like to meet?
Have you been? You've been in our domain. Just over by the mall. Park in the parking lot, not in the mall, of course.
Oh, yes.
And about an hour and a half from now.
All right. I'll meet you on the back side where that theater used to be.
Got it. Don't. I'm looking at Emma. Don't eat him. Please.
No, I'm not. Far more danger of him eating me.
He's
Also-
unconscious right now.
Right now, yes. I would appreciate your discretion about, and she kind of does the motions to everything here.
What are you talking about? When he leaves.
Fucking staked. And she just like sits against the wall and is like licking her own fingers, like,
Recycling.
recycling, yeah. Wait, it's a still suit for vampires.
Yep. And Gidio will go up and go into the parking lot. He takes a moment to change out of his really nice suit that he's still in. He's like, I gotta take that to the dry cleaners at some point. And he just changes into like a casual, like his usual, like really nice, like not leather jacket, but one of those like ones that has a lining on it.
Okay.
And goes back to his regular cane.
Not the fancy cane.
Not the fancy sword cane, just the regular cane.
Okay.
And he makes a point to keep the weapon and the ammo that he got off of that one hunter, and he puts that he keeps that in the little storm shelter he has in the where Mildred doesn't bother him.
Gotcha.
Was that a shotgun, or was that like a regular weapon?
I think most of them were using pistols.
Okay, so it was like Rafa's pistol.
Mm.
Okay, then he'll put that Rafa's pistol in. Not even anywhere, just like under the bed that he has in his storm shelter.
Under the mattress. No one will look there.
Yeah, exactly. And then he goes to the mall.
Okay. When you get there, Colin is already waiting.
He's like,
he's like leaning on the outside of his car.
Mhm.
But on the passenger
Does
door,
anyone-
you can see that there's somebody else in the driver's seat.
okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Colin,
GDO?
who's your friend?
Oh, it was just my driver.
I see.
We got wind that something went down somewhere tonight, so we're being a little extra cautious.
No, that's completely understandable. How are they hip?
Oh yes. They're
Okay.
part of my church.
Perfect. So you speak of your church. Do you have? I guess I'm not on the phone, so I don't have to be so vague about it. I need, not for me. My coteries in a little bit of need of some blood. Now, normally, of course, they would just hunt. But
GDO, were you
unfortunately,
involved in that altercation earlier?
in a sense, I'm fine. So that kind of like pats himself down. but my one in the Night Watch is currently in Torpor.
Were y'all going with Night Watch or Neighborhood Watch?
I think we
Neighborhood
went
Watch.
Neighborhood Watch.
One of the watches is in Torpor as a result
Oh.
of defending the theater.
Well, certainly. I mean,
I'll even let's say let's say some sort of boon. We'll work out the details of minor or however we want to talk about it. But I will personally owe you one.
so are we saying that the Neighborhood Watch will owe me a favor, will owe me a boon, and then you would owe me one as well?
No, we are saying I, Egidio Luna, will owe you one. And of course, you are welcome to stay, come and go as you please in the domain. You'll find that I am quite resourceful when it comes to things to be kept on the down low. And I don't want to presume without the rest of my coteries' consent, as they do not know what I'm doing here yet.
I see.
So at least in the meantime, I personally will owe you one.
That's fair enough. Exactly how much vitae are you needing?
From what I remember about Torpor, one of the tricks is vitae from an older kindred. Not like an elder, of course. We're not talking Methuselah or anything. Just higher on the food chain.
Someone of the lower generation.
Yes.
What generation is your injured member?
Would we know that?
It's not the sort of thing that generally comes up in casual conversation.
I can scarcely say. We are, as far as I know, all neonates, but that's a bit of a range.
It is indeed. Well, I certainly don't have any kindred vitae with me.
No, of course. If you have non-kindred vitae, that would also be of assistance, because in addition to one of our going into torpor, the other is in a bad way. Not in torpor, but still in a bad way.
No, yes, injuries can do that, or overexerting oneself.
Yeah.
He walks around to the trunk of his car.
Just has a trunk full of bagged blood.
Just a cooler. It's not a trunk. It's like a trunk made into a cooler.
And he sort of knocks on it, and you see the driver, lean forward a little bit like he's hitting the button. Trunk pops open.
Gotcha.
There's a big foam cooler on one side. There's a couple of like briefcases.
Interesting.
In there. There's some weaponry.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't certain what you might be asking for, so I brought some of the usual.
I respect that in you.
He opens the big foam cooler.
One of those foam ones that people take to go on the river.
That's awesome.
I love it.
It's the sort of thing that looks not the least bit out of place in the trunk of a car.
Yes.
Yeah. Very true.
You can get them everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Literally everywhere.
And this one's even a little beat up, like somebody's been using it, Well,
whereas I literally found a small safe in one of my drawers at work that was full of like artificial sweetener and a little tub of caramel.
What?
Magic.
Why?
I don't know.
Probably because somebody kept stealing it when whoever had that disc before, just had it sitting on a cabinet or something.
I mean,
Well,
you know what?
I threw all that
fair.
stuff. I threw all that stuff away, but I got the safe now. It's mine.
That checks out.
Anyway, cooler full of blood.
Cooler full of blood.
Egidio looks at the cooler, and I go, "May I?"
Oh, by all means.
He takes it and kind of he shakes it like he's expecting something else.
Well, no. This is a decent sized, cooler. He's not
it's
giving you the
still-
entire
it's still
cooler.
Foam. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
still
yeah.
made of foam though. Or is it like one of those? I forget the brand, but it's like the big wide white one.
What, the Yeti?
Like a Coleman?
The Yeti, that's the one.
It's the
Or
size
foam,
of one of
yeah.
those, but it's just made out of foam.
Gotcha.
It's a little more disposable looking than that.
Gotcha.
But it's about that size.
Like more for fishing, like live.
So he's
more
like-
for shooting live fish.
So yeah, so he.
I'm totally describing the one my mom keeps in her trunk in case she goes grocery shopping and buys ice cream.
So he grabs it and shakes it a little bit, okay.
So how many bags do you need? Are we just needing to prevent somebody from becoming overly excited?
Yes. 2 peoples from being overly excited.
All right then. Let's give you 4 bags.
Okay. He'll retrieve them out.
for the boon you've spoken of.
Okay.
Now, finding the vitae of a kindred of lower generation, then, are you comfortable telling me which of your compatriots has been badly injured? I mean, we're recent acquaintances. I understand if you want to be more circumspect.
I think we'll be more circumspect this time, and if things come out the way we both, that's mutually beneficial for both of us, then yeah, we'll can be a little more open in the future.
Completely understandable, my friend. Completely understandable. But you're confident that they are a neonate, so
Yes.
I will put out some feelers and see what I can find.
Okay.
Now,
If it
that
comes
is
up,
going to be a whole nother arrangement than this.
that's
though.
totally fine.
'Cause this is
if
going
you
to be very
can-
tricky to find.
If you locate one, we can talk after that. How's that sound?
That sounds most agreeable. He shakes hands.
Yep. Just like businessmen do.
And the bags he takes out, he puts them in a larger Ziploc bag and shovels a little ice on top of them.
I love it.
Yeah, it's like, is it bagged or is the cooler just full of free flowing blood? Like, do we need a straw?
Your discretion on this is also very much so appreciated.
You can absolutely consider client confidentiality to be in effect for any of our dealings.
I appreciate that.
And if you ever need to talk to me, you could also consider anything we would discuss to be almost like
Between us.
confession.
That takes me back. Now, one more thing before we go.
Mhm.
The hunters, or the people, they were kind. Assuming to be, what do you call them, hunters?
If they were kind hunting us, then yes.
Okay, fair enough. They had weaponry that was more effective than I expected it to be on our troop.
Well, incendiary rounds are a thing, and there's that particular type they call Dragon's Breath that I know the Inquisition is fond of.
Oh, we're talking Inquisition levels. That was fast.
Possibly.
Interesting. I'll have to.
I had only heard that there was an attack.
It was kind, but yes.
What were you doing in Camarilla territory?
What was I doing in Camarilla territory? When was this? I was at the Prince Theater.
Oh, I thought you were at the old bank.
No.
Someone attacked the Camarilla at the old bank.
What?
The old state bank.
Really? I'm just here. This is the first time hearing.
Wait,
this.
there was an attack at the Princess?
There was an attack at the Prince Theater.
Oh,
They're driving a wedge between us.
Reinhardt is going to be quite upset.
How interesting. The plot thickens.
Huh. Though, if it's mortals, then who knows if they even realize there's a difference between us.
I seriously doubt that they do.
Though simultaneous attacks implies a large group.
It's my first time encountering kind that know what they're doing against us, so it'll be educational.
Welcome to America.
Second Amendment and everything. Ugh.
I'm not sure if that covers incendiary rounds.
You know, there are a lot of complicated thoughts on it. As far as I know.
Well, I hope this helps you, and I will begin hunting for the other item you need.
Please let me know at the moment you find it, and we can discuss that amongst my coterie. And
be sure to bring it up to the coterie, you know.
I shall. All right.
Well, then have a good rest of your night.
I will. You as well.
They get in and drive off, or he gets back in and they drive off.
I'll wait for him to drive off. Wait till he turns the corner where he can't see me anymore, and go back. About. And then you see Egidio again, like 2.5 hours later, or between when he left and back, it's about 2.5 hours, I'd say.
So Emma's just been sitting in there in the sewers, twiddling her thumbs with Walter.
Twiddling her thumbs, occasionally licking her thumb.
I will hand Emma 2 blood bags.
Thank you. What's the price?
We'll talk about that in a bit. And Egidio will like, you know, like when you're trying to get a dog to eat a pill, you just like do this. He's doing that with Kyle.
I don't think that'll work.
I believe Kyle. I believe he would swallow the blood.
Does it knock my hunger down by 1?
Yes. Or
so I'm at hunger 1 now.
I'm just trying to find a straw before eating this. Just Capri Suns it.
Fresh bagged blood.
Seasoned with trepidation, but I appreciate it.
You're not the one owing a boon for this. He's still trying to get Kyle to drink the blood. But I'm sure it's not as hard as I'm making it. I'm just being theatrical about it. And then he'll toss the other one more to Emma and be like, "That's your just in case." Those 2 are now. That one's for later.
We'll save it to possibly. And she nods.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he'll be hungry when he wakes up.
More than likely. I think Egidio will do the thing where he like texts. He just presses the location on his phone and has and sends it to Walter.
Okay. Walker, you've gotten a notification as to where Egidio is.
Walter will happily mosey his fat tail over there.
But I want to know what Iola's been doing, so
yeah.
As he's coming along, let's move that along.
All right. Well, I'm figuring Iola will show up the next night. So, what are y'all finishing up with this morning?
Okay, so
because it's 3:30 or 4 by now.
Okay, so as we're all here with our Torpor, Kyle. So I am in contact with somebody in the ministry. If you don't know what the ministry is, they know things and can procure things. One of my favorite people to deal with because they're fair and honest, because if they're not, then they're bad salespeople. So, here's the deal. One of the easier ways to get somebody out of Torpor is blood of a kindred that is much older than the Torpored person. So, if we can procure that, this blood that I had, and I point to the bags that Emma has, that's something that I will repay that. That's fine. That's no skin off my nose. This kindred vitae, however, would be something that we all would have to work towards to repay. That sound like something we would agree on?
You know how he likes throwing favors.
I know Kyle doesn't like it.
Emma quick checks her phone to see if she's received anything back about that text of, hey, if you could put the other Salubri in contact with me, that'd be great.
No, they're very busy tonight.
Okay. Well, it's not something that's going to be brought up tomorrow night, I would assume. It's going to take some time.
Probably.
Well,
And if Kyle gets up by some miracle before then just have it on retainer.
okay. And we'll burn that bridge when we get there, is my vote. Looks over at Walter.
How you feeling, Walter? I wanted to make sure I had at least those of you who are conscious consent before I went through with that.
I mean, to be fair, I'm perfectly fine with it, though this is rather bother. I wish I'd actually gone instead of dealing with down here, but I have to secure my home and to secure the home of other nurses and make sure that the residents don't complain about having shit actually coming back up the pipe, but I digress.
You're doing great.
You couldn't have known.
Yeah. Oh, something else I learned. The hunters attacked the Camarilla.
Oh, interesting.
Have you shared that information with anyone else?
Not yet.
Probably set a good phone call for tomorrow, perhaps.
I'm sure the Barons would love to hear this detail.
If they don't
Oh.
hear it before.
If they haven't already heard it. But
Yeah.
they're probably busy, with their own devices right now.
Oh, yes.
So, we'll get there when we get there then?
Burn that bridge when we get there.
Fair enough.
All right. So are y'all going to stay with Kyle, or y'all got him stashed for the
Chidio's
day?
going home.
I mean, Walter's home is probably just around a corner, so I mean he'll stick around just to make sure nothing happens to Kyle while he sleeps.
I was like, I can stay
Do you
here.
want to put him in your haven? Closed off from other people.
Oh, God.
I know this is still technically reachable, even if it's not actually even if you have to think about it.
True. I mean, I have no qualm of having Cal in my haven. That'd be fine.
Okay.
If nothing else, he's more than welcome to borrow my box.
And it's settled.
Would have to potentially, unless you want to drag his body back here tomorrow evening. Or this evening. It's very late. Early, whatever.
I'm still getting used to it too, don't worry.
Nonsense. If need be, he's more than welcome to stay in here. Now, granted, if I have to clean the place a little bit later after he has a little too much fun, well, I'll worry about that when we get to that point.
I mean, if you're taking him back to your haven, how willing are you for other people to know where your haven is? does finger wiggles. I can try to move on the healing process a little bit, but I don't want to intrude on your haven.
Nonsense. you lots have already put up with me enough. It's not going to hurt my feelings if you actually know where I reside.
Just wanted to be certain. And I'll contact you in the evening.
Fair enough.
See you in the evening. Now, did you deal with go home?
Yeah, and if Kyle's just like laying there, you'll just see Walter just like lift him.
Sack of potatoes.
Basically. Get back to his haven, just moves his coffin lid, sets him down, puts it back. He thinks about it for a second. He reaches over, grabs some chain, wraps it.
Oh my god.
Just in case you wake up and you really want something to bite on.
You say that like it'll stop him.
He knows it won't once he wakes up and realizes I'm hungry. Kind of like a certain orange ball that keeps stabbing me.
Just throw a blood bag at his face and watch him eat the whole thing with the plastic.
Unhinges his jaw like a snake and just. Blood bags drop 1 hunger each, correct?
Yeah.
Just for the shits and giggles, Emma's going to try and catch like a possum or a raccoon or something on the way back to her house.
Okay. That would be
Well,
animal
push
twin.
down
survival.
Oh yeah, survival. Okay, that was the thing.
I mean, hey, you can always try to get yourself a
Capri Sun?
Capri Sun on the way out. Walter won't miss them. There'll be 10 more tomorrow. Because, Skaven reference.
Hate that.
I'm not wrong, though.
That's gonna be a nah, bruh.
No.
She tries. She's like, well, at least 2 down. We'll see how the morning goes.
You have no luck finding a possum in the wooded area. You hear stuff moving out of the out elsewhere in the woods. Sounds bigger than a possum, but
Like,
it's like local dogs or something.
Ow!
Probably.
God darn it. Right, time for the nos to nos. I'll keep the headset on, but
Okay.
I have a certain animal.
Needy cat.
All right, but after that, everyone ends up turning in for the day.
Mhm.
The sun rises. The news is abuzz about vandals shooting up a couple of historic landmarks in the city. Windows are going to have to be replaced at the Princess. And, well, it's not the first time the bank's been shot up. And they reference
Yeah.
the whole Civil War in the time it was shot there. All right, so give me your rouse checks for waking up the next night.
Even
Ooh.
me?
to use
I'm
some new
hungry.
death?
Yes. Iola too. This is your first roll of the campaign?
Yeah, first roll.
Geo gets hungrier.
Rouse.
I do not get hungrier.
Iola gets
Iola
hungry.
starts off hungry
Too hard.
with the 1. Me too, buddy. Me too. Doesn't do anything mechanically. It's just a grim omen.
Extra hungry.
Can I get those chicken nuggies?
And what did Kyle roll?
Oh, I failed. He's hungrier.
Well, good thing they gave you a juice box last night.
Oh, that's good.
I succeeded.
Actually, hold on. I need to double check something. Torpor.
Is that rouse check in addition to your HP roll?
Yep. Which means I need to make 3 more checks. Because it's 3 for aggravating damage. Yeah. I just double checked it's a small little thing about healing. Very tiny little box.
Yeah.
I believe in you, sock
Yeah, make
puppet.
3 rouse checks in addition to the regular rouse check made when rising.
Where you at?
I'm at hunger 4 now,
Okay.
but I do heal 1 more aggravated damage.
Okay, well that's good at least.
I mean, at least you're not hunger 5 and you're not more torpor than what you are, so. AKA sleeping for a month.
Yeah.
All right, so it's early in the evening. What are you all doing?
Yeah.
All right.
I think Egidio will try to, try one of his contacts. Not the same guy who was like, "Hey, I can only do this so often." Try to find another guy, to hook him up. So I'm gonna go properly hunting now.
Find some passerby to hook you up.
Oh no. Like, he knows the illicit dealings. He knows where to go to find them.
Okay. I guess that would be streetwise.
That is streetwise and manipulation for me.
Okay.
I've got 3 successes.
Okay. Hunting ground.
My domain.
Do what now?
It's my domain.
That does not actually help you with hunting.
Really?
Even the quality where you're more integrated into your domain, it specifies it just does not help you on hunting rolls.
Interesting.
Yeah, all it does is state what the difficulty you need to meet is.
Well, hopefully it lowers it.
I think it's difficulty 5 right now.
I'm going to burn a willpower real quick.
Okay.
Or you tell me whether or not I officially succeed or fail.
All right. So you had how many successes?
3 so far.
Yeah.
And you burned
I burned a willpower to reroll 3.
Yeah. One dot in Chos provides default hunting difficulty of 6 inside their own domain. Each additional dot reduces that difficulty by 1.
7 successes. I rolled a crit.
Okay, you're good then.
So I think we're Chos 2, so we have so it's difficulty 5 base to hunt.
Okay.
With that difference, especially with it being a crit, can I say I've got an additional bag out of that? At least one additional bag out of it?
I'll say you've gotten you managed to accumulate enough to slack 2 hunger.
Perfect. I will take 1, reducing my hunger back down to 1, and I'll keep the other 1 for a friend.
Okay.
Grabbing a bagged lunch for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And it costs you some money, but nothing worth keeping up with.
That's fine. That's why I have resources 3. Yeah, that's the plan. I do that. I go do a little bit of wheeling and dealing, and I will come back at some point. I'll check in with the other barons that I know. Not necessarily where they are, but I'll go do like a check in with them and be like, "Hey, did you hear anything about last night?"
Okay. Are you calling around, or are you?
I think I'll be calling the people that I know so far. As far as like barons go,
Okay.
and the one that I don't know, I will call people in there that I know that are like frequent their domain, like the denumerator.
Yeah, you can get in contact with him pretty easy, because I think
Yeah.
he gave you all his number.
Yep. And I will specifically mention.
So yeah, Dave answers the phone.
Yeah. I think I'll specifically mention. Oh man, nasty business at the bank last night.
Yeah, they got hit like we got hit.
Yeah. Interesting if you think about it.
We had kind of assumed it was them hitting us, but if we both gotten hit,
think someone's trying to drive a wedge?
That or it's the Inquisition just trying to kill as many of us as they can.
That's true.
We've got one of the attackers that we're questioning.
Ooh, how's that going?
They don't know nothing. They're local toughs that were hired. The trick is they weren't really even set up to succeed.
Well,
They were packing dragon breath, but only the first half of their clips.
that's oddly specific. Budgeting issue?
Maybe? I mean, we've always kind of assumed that, well, we don't really know who's behind the Second Inquisition, but,
Well, maybe they don't have as much money as we thought they did. Or maybe
We
it's
can
just a
hope.
lot of red tape to get those rounds.
Yeah, we can hope. But,
We're keeping was he there?
And when you called him, he would have swung by to talk in person.
Yes. Of course.
Because if even there's a hint that it might be the Second Inquisition around,
Yeah.
be extra careful when you're communicating on any kind of technological device.
Was he there at the Princess Theater?
I don't remember if I
he came in at the end.
Yeah, it makes sense that he would have been. I can't remember if I specifically mentioned he was or not.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he came in with the
Yeah,
actual
he came in
train
with the
guys. That's
actual-
right. That's
yeah.
right.
Cool. We would probably be talking at Kyle's bar because Egidio also has to go explain the not the situation to Kyle, but be like, oh yeah, Kyle hurt himself in a skiing accident, so I'm helping out over here.
What's her?
Skiing.
Yeah, he seems like the type of person that'd go skiing.
Oh
He's-
yeah,
he's
totally.
hospitalized.
Especially in Alabama.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can go to New Mexico. You can go to New Mexico to go skiing.
yeah, because it has mountains.
Anyway, he just makes something up to explain away where Kyle is. And then starts talking with that's when he starts talking with Dave. And then the other thing he mentions is like we're working on Kyle right now, kind of hoping for the best.
Yeah, he may be down a while.
Yeah, we're trying to expedite that as much as we can. I've just been kind of like motion, like opens his jacket a little bit. You see like a little baggie of blood right there. Kind of like
Whatever it takes, I guess. Now be careful though. A lot of times, when that happens to somebody, they wake up, they're a little wild.
so I've heard. I've never actually dealt with anybody in Torpor per se. I've heard stories of what works and what doesn't. One of the
I
things
recommend
I've heard-
I recommend logging chain.
Fair enough.
The denominator.
Well,
And
I've heard
he
one of
tells
the-
you a couple of stores in town that you can buy it at.
I'll go to Ace later. One of the things I actually heard was if they are given blood of a. And he looks around. He's like blood of a kindred of a higher generation than they.
Lower generation.
Lower generation, yeah, that's it.
Dave has heard that, but he's like, I don't know enough about it.
Oh, you try to avoid Torpor, right?
That's always the goal.
Don't want to be like some Methuselah out in New Mexico or something.
I don't think Methuselahs actually exist. At least I don't think we get them around here.
That's probably more fair. Have you heard anything from the other barons in the area?
Yeah, everybody get away from the princess, all right. Apparently, both us and the cam are going with the ideal of it just being
Arson.
arsonists.
Yeah. Those damn thugs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least it's easily explained away by Athos firebombing a a bank or a theater.
Yeah. Just shooting up the
Oh.
old stuff.
Yeah.
And while you've been talking, his phone keeps buzzing. He keeps kind of glancing down at it. Well, if that's all you
Okay.
needed, I really do have to go.
Yeah. I do not want to keep you for any longer. I just wanted to update you on our situation. Do give the other barons our regards while we handle our own.
I'll probably be talking to several of them tonight.
I can't imagine why.
Now, what lie are you going to tell the workers in the bar?
I'm gonna tell them that Kyle's on vacation.
Family emergency.
They look at you funny. Kyle never takes a vacation.
Yeah, well,
Give me a roll.
I will. I'm more than happy to do that. Manipulation and subterfuge.
That sounds right.
I'm gonna blood surge. I get hungrier, which is fine. I am at 5 in manipulation now, and 2. Or wait,
Okay.
1 in subterfuge.
In this case, you're going to need 2 successes.
Okay.
Because while these are just, stock mortals,
I
they do,
got
they
that
work
in-
for Kyle for a while. Him just taking a vacation without saying anything to anybody seems odd. It seems really odd to him.
4 successes.
On the other hand, you're very convincing. And you have been hanging
he's
around
had
with him a lot lately, and you have been back talking in his office several times now. So okay.
It's been a lot of it's like he puts on a front, and I don't tell him I told you this, but it's when he gets home he has his own personal things he has to take care of, and he has been like slacking on it, so he's taking some personal time. I was the one that suggested it to him.
So who's in charge? So who's in charge of the bar?
I'll be checking in. I wouldn't say I'm in charge. You guys know what you're doing. But I'll be checking in if you have any questions, if you concerns. And at least until Kyle gets back.
Okay. Well, he's the only one that can, he's the only one that can write the checks, for the bills. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I will. I'll still be in contact with him, so he can still do the checking and check and stuff.
Yeah. So you just move that over with him, and
Don't look at me like that.
Her faith in you is shattered. You a liar.
Oh no, I'm looking at
Oh, okay, yeah. I see those faces too. All right.
I think that's the first time you have ever called me by that nickname.
Yeah, I couldn't remember your actual name for a sec. So I was busy in the moment.
And it's funny because if you look at the screen, it says his name.
Yeah, it says Eric. I'm in the moment. I'm role playing.
Fair.
And then Egidio will be there for a little longer, mingle a little bit, kind of get to know the names of the the people there. Just tell them they're doing a good job and leave.
Okay. Then you hear a few of the regulars ask about Kyle, but yeah.
Just on
not that he's always there super early. But, yeah.
And that'll be the first 2 or 3 hours for Egidio.
All right.
So regulars, do you mean vampire regulars or human regulars?
Both.
That's a good question.
I mean, either one of them could potentially be asking where Kyle was,
Okay.
or mentioning that they didn't see Kyle.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are you doing when you first wake up?
Oh, sorry.
Let's cut with you still at the bar.
Yep. Cool.
Who? What now?
Emma, what are you doing as you first wake up?
She has probably been in her apartment area long enough to know people that sleep during what their shifts are. So she's going to try and hunt in her own apartment area.
Okay. In your own building.
Yeah, 'cause she knows probably like who's day shift, who's night shift, stuff like that. She's been
All
there
right.
a little bit of time, and because of her hunting style, she would probably pay attention to that.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. You're risking that whole crapping where you eat thing, but okay.
Desperate times, desperate measures.
All
Yada,
right,
yada,
give me a roll.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a sand.
Come on.
Sand me the sandiest sand.
All right,
Oh,
so
you
that
said
is
nice.
4 successes.
Oh shoot, yeah, yeah. I have my dice right in front of me, and I use this.
Habit.
Yeah, I've used actual like dice never.
All right,
I've
so
been a
that's
blast
4
using it.
successes.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe in this area you were needing 5. Was that what we had figured out, Eric?
Dependent, I guess, because I know when you had me hunt for like criminals, I only needed 2 because of my knowledge of the.
That's true.
area.
You went specifically to the slum. Like I was looking at the hunting ground chart where you got like slum, the difficulty of hunting in slums and stuff.
What would be the difficulty of hunting in an apartment complex?
Yeah, where she knows kind of the people that live there.
Healthy working class neighborhood is a difficulty 4. Because the better the neighborhood is, well, you're right. But the better, the better the neighborhood is, the harder it is to actually hunt because people tend to report suspicious stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, you managed to find. You have a little mental list of like the third shift workers in the building.
Yeah.
At 6 o'clock is like their prime. Get in a nap before work.
Ain't that a mood?
For real. She will sneak in, grab 1 dot of a sip, and sneak back out.
Okay.
Not 2.
I'm at 2 hunger right now. I don't think I can completely. Unless
thought you were
Nope,
at
you'd have to
3,
kill
sorry.
somebody.
Yeah,
You'd
I'd
have to
kill
catch a
someone.
body.
Yeah, and she ain't gonna do that.
Kokanda and all that.
At least not right now, anyway.
Not quite yet. If it's someone that deserves it, Gakonda's gonna have to wait a little bit.
All right. So having successfully hunted in your building, hopefully without drawing any suspicion to yourself.
It's like desperate times, desperate measures, never again. Then she's gonna go ping Walter and go see if she can do any Valerian to move this on along.
Okay. Walter, what are you doing as you wake up?
Well, he would probably unbind the coffin Kyle's in right now. It's like, well, you didn't try to wake up and shank me while I was sleeping, so fair enough. Slowly undo the chain and lock, and you go about his normal business. Checking in, maybe check in with his NOS contacts, see how they're doing, and not bugging for information, just like legitimately just be like, hey, how you doing? Settling in okay? Things okay on your end? Anything I can help with? Generally try to act like a friend because, NOS try to help each other.
There is a lot of communication amongst the NOS. Anarchs and Camarilla alike. Which, the NOS, there's always a lot more communication across the lines than with some of the other clans. But everybody is trying to figure out where these hunters came from. So you find out a whole lot about the the cover story everybody's going with. The fact that all the attackers were just local toughs.
Thugs.
Apparently the Camarilla did not manage to take any of them alive. Where the Anarchs apparently have one.
Oh, not bad. Okay. Well, he'll just kind of message back to his buddy like, hey, if I find anything out, I'll let you know.
Both sides suffered casualties that night. Kyle will survive. Not everybody that got shot up like that is going to make it. Some of the guys at the banks apparently had machetes in addition to their guns.
Oh boy. So, sir, I heard you like dismemberment.
But
okay.
All right. Does Walter need to hunt or anything, or is he just going to kind of hang around and guard Kyle?
No. I think I am at a steady. I'm just at a steady one. I've actually successfully kind of gone.
She made his hunger.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think my hunger's gone up, so he's just gonna mainly guard Kyle.
Okay.
He might patrol the sewers, and like if he comes across another Nos, just check on him, see if there's something he can do. But for the most part, he's gonna mainly stick around where Kyle is.
Okay.
Keep an eye on him.
Iola.
Yes.
What has Iola been up to the last few days, or the last week or so?
I don't know. What has she been up to this entire time?
All right.
No, he's asking you.
Does Iola have a? Does she actually have a haven? Let me see. I'll be honest, I have not looked at her sheet lately.
Yes. She does.
Okay. So if you look, let me make sure I've got y'all on the right. So if you're looking on the map I've got up,
Mm-hmm.
the green area is basically the domain.
Okay.
So this lighter area, well, it's labeled. So you got the mall here. The Dead Man's Drink over here is Kyle's bar. Walter's Haven is in an unused part of like sewer or storm drain or whatever, over at this southern corner, right around some medical facilities, and there's like a volunteer fire department down there.
Yeah, I see the Life South Community
Yeah.
Blood Center down there.
And I want to say that's like right next to the fire department.
Mm-hmm.
I said volunteer, but I think it's actually just the city fire department. And then you have a row of houses along this street that falls under y'all's domain, and then there's a bunch of like apartments and stuff over here. All this area between the road and the mall is like wooded. And then you got the marked restaurants and all that jazz. Egidio's Haven is a house, out along one of these streets, technically outside of the domain.
Mm-hmm.
But in an area that's like open for use to any of the Anarchs.
Mm-hmm.
I forget exactly where Emma's was.
Kind of the same situation. It's not in the domain, but near-ish.
So you're in an apartment though.
Yeah, apartment building.
Maybe the Hermitage up here or something. Whatever the case. What is Iola's haven? Does she have a house, an apartment, a townhouse?
It would be an apartment with a basement. I mean, a house with a basement. Sorry, not a
Okay.
house with a basement. Probably in this area of sorts.
Okay. So, so the belt line is the belt line and Danville Road here.
Mm-hmm.
The belt line is the big street here. It's basically the border between Anarch territory and the Camarilla.
Ah.
Now, you're being on the south side of Danville. That is still Anarch territory there, so you're good there.
So up here would be
Right.
Camarilla. Gotcha.
Down here is more of that kind of free for all space that nobody really claims, so anybody's kind of safe there. I mean,
Okay.
safe being a relative term, but
Yeah.
And even this area that's controlled by the CAM, most of their people are concentrated in this medical complex. Almost think of it like a border fort. But okay, so you're over there.
Yeah.
So for whatever reason, for the past week, you just have not been in the mood to socialize. Now I don't know what Iola's issues are exactly. I mean, being Malkavian, it's got to be something. But whatever the case, you have not been out socializing with the larger kindred society a whole lot. Just doing your own thing, hunting. Because you hunt. What is your predator type?
Alley cat. And it's just no children. She doesn't hunt children.
That's a fairly common theme.
Yeah. Everything else is free game.
Okay. Well, tonight, or actually we'll say the previous night, while you were out hunting, you were met by Rachel. Rachel works for one of the barons, specifically the Baron of the Molten Heights barony. And she's a, shoot, I forget what they call it now. A bean counter, basically. She roams the area and tries to keep up with Iola knows Kyle. Kyle calls her the numerator because she goes around counting everybody. Trying to give the barons an idea of how many Anarchs in the territory and who's new that's come in, who's left, and and she fills you in on a lot of what has happened. Because she knows that you know Kyle and Emma and some of them.
Yeah.
So she fills you in on the fact that that whole mall area has officially become a domain, that these guys are in charge of it now. About the Cam's attempt to kidnap Emma. Kind of in retaliation for the loss of one of their high-ranking people's ghoul, or possibly just investigating it. And that these guys ran in and wiped out an entire Cam coterie in response.
Or if you take 5 of theirs.
Hey, they put one of yours in the hospital, you put 5 of theirs in the ground. So, you get up tonight, possibly wanting to check in on your friends. Or at least your friendly acquaintances. You're not that tight yet.
I'll be right back.
Our consensus was that y'all have been in a scrape together. So there's some moderate amount of trust there.
Yeah.
And you would know the safest place to always be able to find Kyle is at his bar. It's also not a bad place to hunt as long as you don't eat on the premises.
Mm-hmm.
Find some toughs over there to munch on. Just take them outside.
Outside and around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Over to the chicken salad chick area.
Yeah, exactly.
Anywhere that is off the dead man's drinks property.
Yep.
So anyway, if you're going to swing by and speak to them, we can have you walking into the bar about the time Egidio was getting ready to leave.
Yeah.
I think it's even the door thing of I'll go for the door and Iola opens it. And Egidio will be like, Iola.
Hi.
Fancy meeting you here.
Well, I've heard some things. Whispers in the ear.
Whispers in the ear. Is that what we're calling it?
Calling what?
You said it.
Did I?
So, what have we seen, heard, felt?
How's our boy doing?
He very quickly like checks himself as he like starts to say that. He looks back at the people who are probably closing up at this point.
No. This is just after you've been in there talking
like
for a little bit. Yeah. This is
okay,
still relatively
cool.
early.
Okay, never mind then. He will look back at them who are still like taking customers. It's like, I can tell you over here in one of his rooms.
I shall wait for him to move.
Yeah,
follow
I'll
him.
step aside and walk into the soundproof rooms.
Okay.
And it's like he's not doing great. He's in Torpor right now.
Question.
Yeah.
To Game Master. Would Iola would have maybe had like a sense or maybe like a quick vision of sorts, because she does.
You have premonition.
I do have premonition.
Ooh.
Yes.
Let's see.
Like while I've been gone this entire week and she's
It's
not
that
been,
one
would she have had like a premonition of sorts? Like you could have given her one.
It's
or
that
something
one
like
power that what's his name had in the last vampire game.
Samuel.
Yeah, but those are kind of hit and miss unless she's actively trying to use it.
Yeah.
So
you could probably explain why she's coming here to get answers.
What Iola has had over the past week is a vague feeling that something bad was coming. So why she just sort of hung around the house, keeping a low profile.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, you came here to check on people because you ran into
the Dim Racer.
And that's what the bad feeling could have been.
Yeah. Now all she told you about was them getting in that fight and being given a domain.
Yeah.
The shootout and all that happened that following night. So Iola is unaware of that coming in here.
Yep. And Egidio will go on to explain that we're kind of barons now. So we this and everything around. And we went to meet with the other barons, and next thing we know, the place is getting shut up.
I wonder if that was the feeling.
What?
But how's everybody else doing?
Not terrible, all things considered. Where have you been?
Feelings just a bit too strong the past week.
Oh. I see. And you feel better? Worse? The same?
As quick as the weather changes.
Oh, I know how that goes. In life, I had arthritis.
So where is he being kept?
In the sewers. We're making sure, should he awaken prematurely, he doesn't terrorize a city block.
Ah, so he's with the silent ones. Always try to be
Yeah.
sneaky. They just can't quite get it yet.
Well, when you can look at stuff that's not there like we can, it's easier.
Some days easier than most.
I imagine it's easier if you already know that they're there without looking.
And sometimes it's easier than most.
Would you like to go see him? Do you want to do something else? He's not here is what I'm trying to say.
I know what you meant. He wakes up. This will be a bloodbath.
He'd probably have instant regret. Especially if it's his employees.
Maybe and maybe he wouldn't. Depends on how close he is to them.
Do you want to I don't know how much your insight is, but you get the sense that it feels like slowly losing his patience.
Then yes. She would want to, was when you're like, when he said, and that's why she's like,
Yeah.
of course
Yeah.
not that he wouldn't be here.
All right. Let's go see him then. And we'll head out, escort Iola.
Okay.
To whatever little tucked away storm drain entrance y'all use so y'all don't get spotted going in and out.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, there's probably nooks and crannies around the mall where they, the little side spots where they stick the dumpsters. There's probably entrances there.
Yep.
All right,
But
so y'all
we
are heading
eventually
to
get there.
Walter's place. Emma, you
As
are
soon
already. Oh, go ahead.
As soon as we go into the sewers, though, Iola's going to activate Sense the Unseen.
Hey.
Okay.
Just spying on the knots that are around.
All right, Emma, you arrive at Walter's.
Did you really chain the coffin? What?
Granted, it was probably a moot point, but it gave me some security.
I don't know.
It at least would have gave him a few more seconds to burn through instead of immediately coming from my throat.
Might have just pissed him off more, but she like pulls out like a bandana or something out of her pocket, puts it below where her eye is. Oh, this is gonna get bloody. Have you eaten yet?
Oh, I'm quite fine, but thank you for caring. The better question is, how are you, dear?
Well, in fear of my undead life, but that's nothing new.
I'm in fear of that every time I decide to go above the ground, but that's beside the point.
Fair enough.
If there's anything I can do to aid you in this endeavor, please let me know. If not, I'll just watch.
I'm afraid it's pretty boring. It's kind of a one-man show. And I will roll a rouse check to Blood Surge Intelligence.
Okay.
Woo! Pass.
You say that to Walter, and he's just like, my dear, you think I have anything better to do right now?
I don't know. Maybe you have hobbies. Maybe you knit. Which would be hilarious to watch, I'm not going to lie.
A knitting Nosferatu.
A knit for us.
You know,
Grandmother Dorcas
You
knitted?
know
What are y'all
what?
talking about? Or maybe she crocheted, I forget.
She probably crocheted. It's
you
easier
know
on
what?
the joints.
For the laughs, you will notice Walter get a large wicker basket with some yarn and 2 very large needles, and start working on a pair of socks.
idle hands and so on. Okay, passed the rouse check to use Valerian. Going to reduce the difficulty to 0 by taking the whole scene to do it,
Okay.
which gives me 9 dice to throw at the damage.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm
Valerian is
pushed
under
off.
Fortitude.
Fortitude, yeah, it's
Okay, I
It's
found it.
a combination of the dice are a combination of fortitude and intelligence.
Gotcha.
It takes
And
3 successes to heal an aggravated.
Okay, just like if you were trying to heal aggravated.
Yep.
Mhm.
And
Makes
then
sense.
don't forget you can reroll your willpower,
Yep.
except for your blood dice.
Yeah, not the
Man, I only
100
got one of those, so we'll go there.
I
I
keep
would give you ASMR,
speaking
but
V20.
no, you're good. I would give you ASMR, but I only have push to talk, so insert your own dice ASMR here.
Mine's not working either.
You just made me realize I
that
had not
helped.
grabbed my dice yet.
That does
The better question is, with look on that face, what did you get?
quite a bit. I will take a picture of it and
Oh
post it.
shit! This is gonna be good.
She's gonna post a picture so we can help her count.
Yep.
Well,
Well,
no,
there's that too.
it's-
The better question is there any tins in that pile?
Yeah.
Are any of those 10s on a hunger dice?
No.
One day, Jason. One day.
What would a bestial critical be for
Messy crit.
Valerian, or messy crit be for Valerian though?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, you are just one off from doing 3.
One off from
From
doing
doing-
4.
Huh? One off from doing 4. Yeah, you're right.
All right. Can you do multiple aggravateds though at one time? Let me see.
It doesn't say you can't.
It says if you do it on more than one person, it starts to get rough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one aggravated health level for every 3 successes. Yeah. All right. So how many 3 successes do you have?
I have a total of 11 successes. Because there were some crits in there.
So I heal 3.
Very nice. Very nice.
She is bleeding profusely from her eyeball though, so that's why the bandana's tied underneath it.
Now you could also spend willpower to re-roll those 2 that didn't make it.
You know what? Let's fuck around and find out.
All right,
So I would
or
only
not.
need one more to bring it up to 4. So
Right.
when I
Do
reroll
we
one
get
of my
there?
hunger dice.
You can't reroll.
You
your
cannot
own.
re-roll a hunger dice.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Duh. What? Duh.
But yeah, you
One
can roll
more
up to
success.
3, so you can just re-roll the 2 if you want to.
I get one more success, so that brings it to 4.
Okay. So that's a
We'll
big
take
chunk
it.
of it. That is a big chunk of it back.
You need like what? 2 more?
Now, does your eye? Is there a glowing effect to your eye? I know it bleeds. Is there a glowing effect to your eye when you're using
It
unreadability?
doesn't mention any glowing when the power is used. It just weeps vitae.
Okay. So Walter, well,
It smells really good because it's salubre, but
and Walter might see a little wet spot start appearing on that bandana you wrapped around the eye.
yeah, it's proportional to the level of the power.
Oh,
I mean,
so it's
Walter
a
would
level 1
probably
power.
get
Oh,
get
never mind.
concerned and just be like, "Do you need help?"
No, I'm good. I was smart and did this, and she kind of points to the bandana.
Right. If you say so, dear.
And about this time is when the GDO and Iola walk in.
Ooh, somebody's cooking something good here.
Egidio, welcome, sir. And I see you brought a guest, Iola. Hello.
I didn't want to be uncouth and just bring her in, but I figured we all knew each other.
Of course, we all know each other in this endeavor. I'm not upset in the slightest, my friend. Come, come. Unfortunately, I haven't caught any Capri Suns, as it were. So if you were hungry, I hope you made sure to get a snack before you came down.
I did, and I brought a party favor, and I tossed it at Emma. Tossed the extra bag that I got from earlier.
Look at you being a gentleman and a scholar.
I'm actually good.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll just then she kind of puts it on the coffin. She's not gonna do the like trying to give just unconscious person a health potion here.
But
But it's
well, if you
best to
don't
do
either,
that. Just shove it down their throat.
It seems a bit undignified.
would you rather it be undignified, or would you rather him come in and eat everybody?
This is going to be a very interesting conversation when he wakes up.
Be fine. But anyway, here. And
There
that
he is,
to me.
Iola.
Hmm.
Then yeah, you see Kyle laying there in a box.
Is it unchained or is it still chained?
No,
Chained
he
at this point.
unchained it.
I will say, on the plus side, as long as I can successfully pass 4 rouse checks tomorrow night, I think I'm awake.
That's all your aggravated damage, right?
Yeah, I only have 1 more aggravated left to fill.
Yeah.
Jason, storyteller ruling on this. Will I wake up from torpor when my aggravated is healed, or when superficial is also healed? Because I know aggravated you can only heal 1 a night, and it says you in torpor you automatically do that process if you get knocked into torpor from clearing your health track. You don't automatically do that once a night. But for superficial, it says you can make however many rouse checks you need to heal, and it's like 1 superficial damage per rouse check. Let's see if excuse me, if I saw this right.
Well, we used our 3 successes, because I would have said, if that was the case, if we had 11, then we could have did 9 and then put the extra 2 on superficial. But it's fine. It's better this way, I think.
Yeah, because vampires can make 1 rouse check per turn to mend superficial health damage, whereas aggravated damage is limited to once a night. So I just want to get storyteller ruling on that, because if it's just the aggravated track that needs to be filled to wake up from damage torpor, then he will potentially wake up tomorrow.
Whether or not
Yeah, I
he's
think it
gonna
would
friend
just
you,
be.
so-
I think it would just be the aggravated.
Okay.
So you'll wake up feeling beat up, but
Yeah.
Vampire hangover.
Mhm. Look at Gidio if he sees that. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Just in the room, are the chains by the coffin?
Yeah, like basically Walter just unwrapped the coffin and it's literally just sitting by it.
Okay.
Iola's very interested in these chains.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she wants to get a feel for the room. She looks at Emma and says, "Are you a healer, a warrior, or a watcher?"
Kavian's
The
asking.
second time I've heard that.
We don't have enough of us to separate really into castes anymore.
But if you did, what would you be?
Whatever suits my mood at the time.
So these chains, are we gonna chain him back up in the box?
I'm not the keeper of the haven here.
I mean, to be fair, I don't plan on it, but does depend on how this goes. Hopefully, we'll be fine.
Probably at least force
Maybe if
feed him
we-
some blood first.
We have 2 bags.
As
right
we're
now.
just talking, we're just like have like a crazy straw and just
Hey, my original
one of those
idea was
funnels like you use to change oil. Bloop, 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 bloop.
yeah, that's what we're doing.
go, 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 go.
Chug, 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 chug.
Clearly, we titled this game wrong. It should have been What We Do in the Shadows indicator.
What?
Sometimes it's a little bit of both.
Egidio was like, oh, we should have. My original idea was to stick him in an ivy. It'd be a little hard to find a vein.
Yeah, I don't know if that would work without a pulse.
Fair enough. It would get there eventually, just very slowly.
More direct route. That's how we all eat now.
Stick it right here.
So am I getting 2 bags worth of blood?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll knock my hunger
Eventually.
down by 2. I'll just go ahead and knock my hunger down by 2.
Yep.
Just sitting there conversing with the
We have to
funnel.
talk about it first, and then we just end up like doing the thing with the throat.
Egidio,
Yes.
did you leave the bar? The bar folk. Did you leave the bar?
Employees.
It's not the word I was looking for, but I guess we'll have to go over that one. Cast isn't quite right. Oh, we have a follower.
Ooh, welcome to the show.
Diego says if you hang the body up, you can use gravity to drain it.
We're trying to do the reverse of that, though.
Yes, we have
We're trying to saturate it.
They have a torpor vampire they're trying to feed.
Good to know for future. Well, see, you could get a human, do that, and then have it drip down on it. That would be a
Human, pig,
vampire
deer,
IV drip.
Yeah.
Anyway, question. You had a question for me.
Yes, did you leave the workers at the bar a way to contact you?
Yeah.
In
I
that
would've given
case,
them my burner phone.
in that case, your phone starts to ring.
Check the contact.
It's one of the guys in the bar. Or actually, it'd be the bar's number specifically.
The bar itself. Okay. Answers. Hello.
Hey, Mr. Luna. There's some folks that want to talk to you.
Oh boy. Day's not gonna get any less interesting. Tell them I'll be over in about 30-ish.
Okay, they want to talk to you and Emma and somebody named Walter. I told him I didn't know who that was. But...
Do you have a brief description of them? Like a police description, not anything, fanciful.
I had a note written down somewhere. Where did I go? Oh well. He describes 4 people that sound like a couple of them look kind of biker like. It's 3 men and a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he recognizes some of them as having been
Irregulars at the bar.
Not the regulars that we see like every couple of nights, but a little less frequent than that, but pretty regular.
Still yeah. Okay. Yeah, tell them I'll be over in just a moment.
Okay. And he doesn't sound like worried or anything, just a little weird that they'd show up, asking for you.
Mm-hmm. No, hang up.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
You're currently occupied, Emma, so you're exempt from this. Iola, would you like to join us on something?
As long as it's fun.
We'll see what your definition of fun is when we get there. Or just going back to the bar. Walter, you want to come with?
He can answer when he gets back.
Yeah.
And Emma, you're pretty well done working on Kyle, so you're free
Yeah.
to do whatever you want
She
to.
was gonna say, she's like, I've done all I can do.
Rest is in God's hands.
Uh,
Sorry, I watched a lot of daytime TV in Mexico.
I was about to
Oh.
say. I don't
You
know
haven't
if
dramatically
you-
slapped anybody yet.
In Spanish.
Sorry, my knowledge of Spanish soap operas comes from Family Guy.
Not far. It's not far off.
he just
Uh,
do we chain him off? Chain him up? Leave a note on his chest like we're at the bar if he wakes up.
Oh, I like Diego's, or Dago. Diego?
No,
his
not
his
that.
line, his blessed set, let the sleeper awake.
Let's leave the ministry out of this.
The ministry's already kind of in this, actually. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Emma doesn't like that at all.
Do you need a sec to...
Oh, she's like, pulls out maybe like baby wipes or something out of her
Shop.
purse.
I feel like she just has a shop cloth that she goes like that.
I mean, essentially, yeah, and
A
like,
terry towel.
yeah, she's
there
got
you go. Thank you.
something.
Alright, well, let's be off then.
Puts a ball cap on.
You don't do anything while we're gone. Pointing at Kyle.
And again, Walter kind of just like, would you rather me chain him up, leave him here unattended? What would you like?
Do you have locks?
I don't know,
Yes.
You've got security and surveillance, right?
Oh yes, of course.
Perfect. Then let's be off.
I chain him.
Chain him up. It'll be so much more fun.
As you
Oh,
were.
dear.
And as y'all are like starting to inch towards the door, you just hear the chain being wrapped around the coffin again.
I want it to be known when he wakes up that I didn't agree to that. And he walks out before the chain's finished clocking.
He takes like just a good old size padlock and well, that'll at least keep him secure for now. Granted, it won't be long, but for now.
It's going to be very
Pretend like it will be.
conversations when he wakes up. We'll have to like work up a coterie term, maybe like standard operating procedures for when someone goes into torpor.
I think that is it.
They're like, do you chain up the coffin? Yes or no? I mean, with Walter and Kyle, perhaps, but I mean,
Has the victim shown signs of ripping somebody's flesh into? Yes. Then yes.
Look,
Fair enough.
right. Before we go, to be fair, I do have some money saved away. If I must, I'll get a vault down here. That way, next time he can be under concrete as well as in a box.
even more structural damage.
All right.
That'd be sound for the rest of the structures in the area.
All right. So y'all had this conversation while y'all head to the bar.
Yeah.
No,
I also
this
like the
definitely-
fact that you automatically assumed it's going to be Kyle next time too.
We said Kyle or Walter.
Yeah, any
With
of the
Kyle,
strong guys.
well, see, it's funny because with Kyle, Walter feels like he's the one more that once he wakes up, it's just feral weapon, bat, the first thing that comes nearby. Walter's just gonna be like the Kool-Aid man and just like, oh yeah, as he just comes out the box. But anyway,
All right. So anyway, y'all walk back to the bar.
Does Walter cloak himself?
oh yes,
Okay.
very much so.
Iola, you can see Walter.
I'll also, just for funsies, activate Sense Unseen.
Well, then you too can see Walter just
Yeah.
kind of lumbering.
I knew he was there. I just,
Like seeing him.
As you approach, there are 4 people in the parking lot standing around a group of motorcycles.
Hola, buenas noches.
The larger guy kind of nods his head.
I'm wearing a hat.
Diego, Iola, and Egidio, you see a fifth guy a little bit further away from him.
I'll pretend I don't see him.
He's right at the edge of the property between the dead man's drink and the Chick-fil-A that's next door.
Is he looking towards us?
Yeah, he's leaned up against a light pole, just not doing anything.
Okay, cool.
But he is definitely watching you approach. He's dressed like these guys are dressed.
I'll have that one cursory, like not looking directly at him, but just kind of like looking around. I happen to see him, and I, back to business.
There's only 4 motorcycles in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning somebody is there to listen.
Who am I? Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
I'm Rob.
Rob?
I've seen you around. And you've probably seen this guy around a little bit.
It's just it's like, this is formal because it seems like it's going to be a favor thing. So, standard operating procedure. The kid is going to write a book. Well, this is Iola, Emma, and wherever Walter is, he's here.
We'll assume Walter's around.
Always assume the Nos is around.
There's always an Austin. There's always an Austin room.
I love that. That's a rule now. She's like always assume
at least one. How may we be of assistance?
We have concerns.
Fair enough.
We've heard Kyle got kind of messed up.
Mm-hmm.
At that hit that took place at the Princess.
Okay.
Gotta say, I'm not super confident about the rest of you's ability to really protect this domain.
I'm sorry, did you take 20 rounds of Dragon's Fire?
Well, no, I wouldn't have charged somebody with a gun. Though, truthfully, I could probably have taken it.
Oh, aren't we a tough guy?
But no, I mean, nobody's dismissing Kyle. He rough some bitch. But he's out of action right now. And there's a domain to protect. And we're just not sure the rest of you are up to snuff.
I see.
I don't mean no disrespect, but you're very...
Sounds like you mean disrespect.
Look, you just don't look rough and tumble.
I don't have to look rough and tumble. I was taking people out left and right.
And
he
kind of points at Emma. And, she's already been kidnapped once, so I'm assuming she's not much of a fighter. No offense, ma'am.
There's other ways to skin a cat.
He looks at Iola. I don't think I know you.
And it's good that you never do.
And, I'm sure Walter's tough. Nos usually are. But this being a war zone and all, and, them cam bastards being, and he just kind of points across the road to the hospital. I can't help but think that the domain would be better served with somebody a little more physically capable in charge.
Reality is not all there is to it.
I'm sure you can bring your concerns up to the Barons. It was their decision.
Well, that's the trick. A Baron's got to be able to defend their territory.
Is this where you guys come out swinging? Is that what's going on here?
If we have to, that's not what we want to do.
It sounds like it.
Well, I'm trying to convince you of the logic of the argument first.
Uh-huh. What's So what's the argument? Are you saying we bequeath you the domain? Because that's not happening. That's what it sounds like it is here.
That's a real shame because that is kind of where we were going with it.
I can tell. And you're.
I mean, we're not trying to run you off or nothing. You'd be welcome here,
It
like
sounds
everybody
like
else.
you're trying to run us off.
And obviously, we're not going to try to take Kyle's bar from him. That'd just be Get
He would
moved.
probably kill you all by himself.
well,
When he
no,
wakes
but
up.
he could certainly do plenty of damage to us all.
So
It'd be a fight, and he's not a fighter we'd want to lose. That goes for you too, Walter.
Why are you so dead set on wanting your own domain?
did you get denied by the barons?
No, we never really talked to the barons about it. It's just if this is going to be a domain, it needs to be defended. And like I said, you're probably just not up to it.
Well,
Not help defend
so-
it then. Why do you have to own it?
That's where the power is, isn't it? And isn't that what you want after all?
Certainly seems to be what you're trying to keep your hands on.
I only just got it.
I mean, Kyle at least is from here. And that means a little something. You two of three kind of includes Iola. I mean, have y'all even lived here a year yet?
Yes.
But they put you in charge?
Why don't you carve up a territory? And he points down a little further down there. Take it over and see if you can do a better job than us.
This area
Thanks for that. We follow us
this
down
area is a pretty important spot to a lot of Anarchs in the area.
And he'd be like 10 minutes away.
All right, give me. This is a social encounter
Uh-huh.
so far. Conflict. So now,
Your HP is your willpower pool for social conflicts.
Correct.
yeah. All right. So he's trying to be
He's
reasonable
trying to rough
slash.
in on us.
He's trying to come across as reasonable while also being intimidating.
Sure. What would you like me to roll?
I'd also like to get in on this roll.
Oh, absolutely. Anybody
Sure.
here can throw in as long as they're making themselves part of the conversation.
Okay. What are we rolling?
Well, that depends on what
Are
you're
you
trying
asking-
to
what I'm trying to.
how you're trying to go about it, I should say.
Okay. I think Egidio is making the suggestion of, well, you can go 2 blocks that way and run your own domain, and you can be within spitting distance if the need arises. Mostly slyly trying to like take the heat off of the area. He's definitely being manipulative about it, I would say.
All right, so you'd be using manipulation
Mhm.
and
Manipulation, persuasion, perhaps.
that would be the one.
Yep. I have blood surge previously, so I am still at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 2 in persuasion.
While he's talking to you, one of the others, the lady, kind of starts addressing Emma about where she's from and what this, that, and the other.
A lady wearing a hat, just for.
And this lady, I mean, she looks like a biker chick. So she's getting up in your grill. You don't think she's about to punch you or anything, but she's kind of, she got some height on you. Well, I say that. How tall is Emma?
He's not.
Okay. This lady's relatively tall. So, she's trying to be very physically intimidating.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I rolled 6 successes on a messy critical.
You got a missy critical?
You got your wish.
Alright, well...
So maybe instead of like saying it like in a calm voice like he usually does, he's like, "Why don't you go over there and you effing deal with it?"
Oh, no,
and then-
I'll come with something a little worse than that.
Oh, sure, go for it.
Just as long as you do it in a completely Spanish rant.
Oh,
Or
like,
slipping in and out of
Brother.
Spanish.
Deco, you should have like called your inner Spanish mother speaking to you, angry at you.
Why is the Gideon pulling off his shoe?
That would have been awesome.
Beware the chancla.
Alright. Emma, she's trying to intimidate you. How are you arguing back with her?
Emma is trying to remain just fairly composed and saying, if you want this place defended, then help defend it.
Alright, so she'd be rolling composure. I guess composure persuasion.
Okay.
Alright. Ooh, 3 successes from Bella.
The other guy beat me.
I have not rolled for him yet. Hang on just a second.
Okay. Yeah, you're good.
Yours is going to be hinky, so.
Yep.
I'm personally over here just going, once Kyle wakes up and realizes that this group tried to take what he has now labeled as his domain away, that's going to get interesting.
tell Maybe we just don't tell him.
No, we'll tell him.
He's not going to be happy.
5 successes.
Okay.
It was one of them was a critical, or it was a pair of criticals, and 1 blank dice, but it wasn't on a hunger dice.
Okay. Okay, so she's trying to be intimidating, and you're just giving her the. You're just talking reasonably. You're just giving her the poker face, like.
You work food service. You know what to do.
Ma'am, I am the manager, okay? Sorry, yes, I understand. No, that's not how it's happening. No.
So that's 3. She does not have a lot of willpower. And that's 3 of them right there. Oh no, she had 3, you had 5. That's 2 of them right there. Okay. Alright, now let me roll for Rob. And the other 2 are just kind of keeping eyes on Iola. And the other guy's looking around like he's like ready for Walter to appear at any moment. Egidio and Iola, you see the obfuscated guy kind of get up off the light pole and kind of start circling around back behind your group a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's moving. He's not back behind you yet, but he's moving that way. Leaving you with the impression he's ready to get involved if things get physical. Alright, and then Rob has a...
I'm gonna be saying this is neither the time nor the place. Masquerade needs to be preserved above all else.
You say that with Egidio doing what he's about to do.
Gio's had a rough couple of nights. He's just, he's a little agitated.
Yeah, she says it, but she's like, this is gonna backfire. I know it. I can feel it in my bones.
Okay, Rob has got 3 successes. What did Egidio have?
6. Double it.
Alright. So he loses by 3.
Egidio just projects his shadow to be much looms in. You didn't even know he could do that.
Alright. So you're having a... That was a...
Sorry. Dega there has the right of it. Usually you done messed up.
No. This is exactly what I wanted. I could have rolled it. I didn't. I chose not to.
No, I'm saying like the beast is saying that is like looms
Oh, yeah.
over the guy, like you done
Oh,
messed
yeah.
up.
It's not even. Yeah.
Egidio doesn't get any bigger, but his shadow stretches out around the guy.
Mhm.
So he falls into darkness like you were actually standing over him blocking light.
Senor, this isn't the time or the place.
Oh, you're not that calm.
I know. But he's
Say that much less
doing
calmly.
he's doing his very best.
In Spanish.
Senor, this is not the time or the place.
See, what's funny is I'm actually imagining like Egidio getting ready just to tap his cane, and then all of a sudden the ground starts rustling.
But yeah, so the shadow falls over him. The lights in the parking lot dim. Iola, you notice some people in the restaurant or some people in the bar are looking out the windows at what's going on. Like, you know, one or two people notice it, and then they kind of like tap their buddies on the. You know, most of them are like looking at the lights because you know the lights have dimmed noticeably. One or two are like pointing at the ground in front of Egidio.
Okay. So she's like, as nice as this is, unless you guys want to meet the sun, I'd say we take this somewhere else.
All right, give me a
That's intimidation as fuck. Love it.
manipulation intimidation.
Okay, I forgot how to do that.
Okay, so
All right.
your manipulation, however
Uh-huh.
many dots you have in that, and then however many dots you have in oh wait, you're doing it on Roll20. Never mind. So
Yeah,
click on click on the dice next to manipulation, and it'll tell you what skill to do.
Okay, attribute. Okay, manipulate. No, see, okay. So I had to. Okay.
It's the other way. You'd have to.
It's the other way around.
Oh,
You click
okay,
the
then
skill
yeah,
and
you
then
said
add the
intimidation.
attribute.
You said intimidation.
Yes.
And then add manipulation.
And then it's going to ask you, do you have any bonuses? I don't think you
And
do.
blood surge is how much? I guess I have to roll
2
to
extra.
rouse.
It's a
Yeah.
rouse check.
You have to roll to rouse, and that'll add 2 dice to the pool.
Okay.
Or to the 2 points to the stat. I'm sorry.
Oh, let me rouse.
Attribute. You're good.
I don't get hungry.
Okay.
And then you add 2 to that.
Intimidation, manipulation.
Then put 2.
2.
Boop.
Jesus, that's rough.
I'm hungry again, right?
No, you're fine.
No, you made the rouse check without any trouble.
Okay.
What you can do from here is re-roll up to 3 of your
at the cost of 1
dice.
willpower.
1 willpower?
Right.
Yep.
Alright, so we'll go down to willpower. And re-roll 3?
You roll 3 dice.
You can do 3d10 at this point.
Well, there's a willpower re-roll button you could use too. But...
I got an 8 and a
okay.
9. And then a 6.
Okay. Well, 6 isn't higher what you're looking for, so that's 3 successes.
3 successes.
So 4 total.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Let me see how
How do we get willpower back again?
You get willpower back at the start of every session. You get
Fantastic.
up to your whichever is higher between your resolve or your composure.
All right, and Rob got 2 successes there.
So he's
So
lost by 2.
So that is his willpower is almost completely depleted.
Mhm.
Yeah, we probably don't need to make a scene here. And he makes a little gesture, kind of a wrap it up. And everybody starts kind of pulling back to their bikes. What was that, Emma?
We fight common enemies. You need help fighting yours, we would help you. We'd expect the same courtesy.
That'll slowly come back.
Plus side, Kyle's almost up too.
Come back and talk to us in a few days when you've perhaps thought about this. You're welcome in the domain. You're not welcome to take it.
We'll give that some thought, ma'am.
Have a good
Enjoy your evening.
So yeah, they get on their backs. They pull out. One of them pauses as they're pulling out just long enough for the obfuscated guy to kind of hop on. Only Egidio and Iola see that.
Do we see
Good
like the
night.
motorcycle move at all? Like when he hops on? Like maybe not see him get on, but like does the motorcycle bounce a little bit?
Just a little bit. He times it pretty well.
Okay,
So it's
they've
just
got
he's hitting the seat just as they're taking off again. So it would not be super noticeable to somebody that wasn't specifically looking for it.
Cool. As soon as they're around the corner, Iola's like, if a vampire could hyperventilate, she's doing that.
One of the employees comes out. As Egidio has calmed down, the lights have kind of come back up. And everything kind of snaps back to normal. But people in the bar are looking at you.
I think the sewers might have affected the electrical system too. Has anyone come out to look at it?
Thing.
So you say that as one of the workers is walking up to you. Is everything okay out here?
I think the sewer issue earlier this week may have affected the electrical. Is there anyone that Kyle typically uses to have that checked out?
Oh yeah, he names off whatever electrician it is, Mr.
Yeah,
Electric or whatever.
Just call Mr. Electric over. Can you do that actually in the morning and just double check the lights because they were flickering there. That's weird.
Yeah, it was pretty odd.
Was their lights in the bar okay?
Yeah, they didn't seem to dim any. It was the people sitting by the windows that tended to notice first.
Yeah, it must just
Might be a different. Might be on a different circuit board or whatever.
All right, one of y'all give me a manipulation.
Oh,
lie your ass off roll.
Hold please. I want to see if this is something. Soothing the mental or emotional turmoil of the subject. Would that be something that would cover under this?
Yeah. He's a little weirded out at the moment.
Wait.
Composure
So we're gonna
discipline.
see. I have compel. I wonder if that could work.
I'm at 5 for manipulation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1 more for subterfuge.
Okay.
4 successes for obey.
Oh. I will reroll 3 dice because Ichidio doesn't like to fail. Oh wait, you didn't tell me what this thing is. 4 successes.
Okay. So yeah, Emma, you calming down, all that nervousness is off, which makes it much easier to convince him that. So Egidio, you got him so convinced, like he's kicking himself that he didn't realize that's probably what was causing it.
It's okay.
If anyone
it's
asks
okay.
about it.
Yeah, if anyone asks, it's just damn electricity.
And you see him go in. Do you follow him? Do y'all follow him into the bar?
No. I think I'd rather not be in the bar.
Or does everybody in the bar just see y'all walk up, have this weird conversation, and walk away?
I don't walk away. I stay looking at the lights. It's like
I'll walk in and
thing.
I'll pretend like I'm checking the alarm system or something.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you hear this guy as he goes in and starts talking. Oh yeah, it's this, that, and the other. We're gonna have the electric guy out to. There's 1 or 2 of the and most of the patrons are kind of like, oh okay, because not everybody saw everything. You see 1 or 2 of the patrons that they just keep looking out at Egidio specifically, but
Looking up at the street light.
it's like they look creeped out. Like they maybe saw a little bit more than most of them did, or noticed a little bit more.
Does Emma clock them?
Give me
With awareness.
Yes, with awareness is a good one.
I really gotta throw some dice in awareness.
Or you can just be oblivious. It's fine.
2.
Yeah, you know, you notice.
She'll walk over and maybe use a little bit of cloud memory.
Okay. There's nothing hinky about these guys, so you just kind of make them for you saw the lights flicker, but
It was a weird trick of the lights flickering. Makes stuff look weird. It's like those weird movies that mess with the lights, like funhouse mirrors.
So yeah,
Forget-
a brief word, and then they're right back to normal, drinking,
She'll
eating, whatever
make
they're doing.
sure. Yeah, she'll make sure to get him a free drink or something,
Oh,
which she'll
God.
pay for because she knows that would not go well.
From this owner? No way.
And it'll be free for them, but she makes sure to ring it up and actually pays for it.
Oh, looking at the tab. The fuck?
What did you
free
guys
drink?
do?
We just gave free drinks out to everybody for a couple of hours. I don't know what the problem is.
Listen, they were asking questions about you. We needed to make sure they stopped asking questions.
The stuff on the top shelf is cheaper, right?
Oh no.
Oh,
Uh,
that piss him off faster than the fact when she got shot with incendiary.
And you've also got a few of the regular kindred that come here to pick folks up that we're also kind of working to try to distract people. At least whatever little group they were with talking to.
Emma will make sure to kind of give him a nod of thanks if she notices that before going back outside.
Okay, so y'all meet back up.
What time is it?
It's probably 10 or 11 by now. It's not too late in the night.
If the rest of the night could just go by quietly, that'd be fantastic.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Could it though? Could it please?
No, that would be too easy.
Maybe Kyle will be awake tomorrow and he can deal with this.
Does anyone want to surround the coffin with rats?
How do you get them to stay there?
If you lock them in.
Has anybody seen the movie Willard?
Yes.
The remake? When the elevator opens, he's shoulder deep in rats.
Yes.
I'm just picturing y'all filling the box up. Just burying Kyle in rats and then sealing the box shut.
No.
It's Gangrel. It's what he does. Yeah, that's mostly what I want to accomplish. The next thing I want to accomplish, it has to have because I'm pretty sure the blood center is already closed for the night.
Oh yeah. If you want to deal with them, you have to do it the first hour or two that you're awake.
Yeah. That's fine. I'll make a note of that.
Same if you want to do anything with the doctor's offices in the area or any of that. The mall is probably open till about 10.
Yeah.
Not that it's terribly busy these days, but yeah.
The mall and I think Egidio to make conversations has anyone been in the mall? It sucks.
I've never been a big fan of them.
We gotta put a shop in there or something.
There's lots of storefronts in there.
We gotta put a good shop front.
Maybe not when maybe after the whole war thing can do that.
Well, we can do that concurrent because I don't see anybody here yet. Does a quick scan.
Are we like in a private room, or are we just
Y'all still standing out in the parking lot at this point.
Because I'm like, I know Walter would chime in, but at the same time, it's like I can't talk above a whisper, so no.
So
He
you
said-
just
he
whisper
said
right
we'll
behind
stand there and
somebody's face, or right behind their ear.
We can all probably hear you if you whisper.
do that stage whisper.
Uh-huh.
He'd probably just kind of lean down to Egidio and just be like, so why on earth do you wish to put up a storefront?
Stage whisper a little louder so the mic picks you up.
He's like, why on earth would you want to put up a storefront?
It sucks in there. I went in and everything was like the best thing in there was like a Claire's, and that's not saying much.
So you're not a big fan of the Claires?
No, I'm not.
Then what do you propose then?
Something lively. Maybe it'll drum up attention in there.
Not to bash your dreams, but attention's kind of the last thing we would like to draw to ourselves.
Be lively to kind, not.
I
We don't
mean,
even have to run it. We can do what Kyle does here and have people do it for him.
I mean, to
For
be
us.
fair, if you want to find someone wanting to start a business and the idea sounds good enough, that'd be fine.
All right. So y'all are discussing potential businesses, which, you
Yeah.
know, building up your domain is kind of a thing.
Yeah.
The rest of the night does go fairly uneventfully, unless y'all going to go kick over an anthill somewhere.
Nah.
Not
No.
tonight. Maybe next night.
We're not at full strength.
I think before we wrap this evening, Egidio will check the pistol. Does it still have any incendiary rounds?
Give me intelligence. Firearms, yes.
All right.
Gio accidentally shot himself in the foot with an incendiary round.
3, 5. All successes. 5 successes.
There's like
all normal successes.
The next 3 rounds in the clip were the dragon's breath, and then it was normal bullets after that.
Okay. I want to take one of them and very carefully kind of like, does it look like it's custom made or like jury rigged somehow?
I don't know enough about dragon's breath rounds, no. But I think it's something you buy.
It's something
mostly on the black market, but
sure. Oh, it's almost like I have black market connections or something.
Hey.
How interesting. He'll have it like off to the side and have the other 2 still loaded. Switch the round out.
Oh, I apologize. This would be more mundane incendiary rounds. The dragon's breath are just for shotguns.
Yes. I was letting that happen. I was letting the storyteller say that, and I would correct him after session. Because I don't want to be put on a list. But yes. So these are still purchased. In other words, they don't look like someone like handed it.
No, not at all. These look like they were bought somewhere.
Okay.
And for the record, though we may have covered this last time we played Vampire, but it's Alabama. Open carry is the thing.
Yes.
Though in 2020, where we are now, you still have to have a license for concealed carry.
Yeah.
In 2023, you do not.
They went the Texas route.
Birds of a feather.
Yep. But that's all. That's all he does, and then goes for day sleep.
All right. Oh yeah, Walter had already chained Kyle back up. All right, so You all get home without any trouble. There's a bit of mess on the floor at GDO when you get home.
Like blood
Just-
mess or like
Like somebody just, took the garbage can and just kind of flung it all over the place. Flung what was in it all over the place.
Mildred. It's gonna be really funny when I find out Mildred's not even their name. We'll work on it together, I promise.
Paper wad each in the back there. But anyway, so everybody give me, as you wake up the next day, the news cycle is still mostly talking about during the day, still mostly talks about the assaults on the theater and the bank.
I get hungrier. I think for today, I'm gonna
hunt.
I'm gonna poke the herd.
Sure.
Okay.
And just remove a dot.
I'm at 2 hunger. I'll be alright.
I'm
I'm
at
at
3
2.
hunger, so I kind of need to eat something.
Go eat.
All right. What about Emma?
We're good.
And Kyle.
Rouse checks, rouse checks, rouse checks.
There's a bang inside the coffin.
Oh boy.
Have you made the healing checks?
I did. I succeeded on 3 out of 4 dice.
Nice.
So my hunger goes up to 3 because I was at 2.
Huh?
But all of my aggravated track is cleared, so Kyle is awake.
Just like the forehead hitting the top of the box.
Kyle, you wake up. It's dark. You sit up. You hit your head. You realize you're in a box.
Strength check. He's breaking.
Before you make that roll,
No, I'm about to say this is immediate. He's
Yeah.
From his point of view, he just got shot.
Yeah.
He's still in combat reflex.
You wake up with the impression that time has passed.
Yeah.
But
he doesn't know where he is or what's going on, so
He did go from getting shot to being in torpor to being in a box, so.
Yeah. So give me that strength check. Or strength roll, I should say.
Strength athletics or brawl? Because he's
Probably
He's
athletics for
fighting to get
this. Probably athletics for this. This is more just a pure strength thing.
Yep. So 2, 3.
Well, you have what's it called? Potence, right?
Yeah, but
I
would
don't think
would he activate prowess?
If he's thinking he's trapped in a box by an enemy, maybe.
That is
Yeah,
up
he
to you.
would. Yeah, he would.
Does that require a rouse check?
It requires
That
a
is a
rouse
rouse
check.
check.
Yeah.
Roll it.
It's a level 2 power. I am at hunger 4.
but crucially not 5.
Crucially not 5, but prowess is active, which means I get 2 more dice.
Okay.
How many pieces is this box in?
Considering I just messy critical.
Oh Jesus.
Like chewing through the box.
You broke it through like the Kool-Aid man.
Maybe. So that's
Shaking like. "Arr."
that's 6 total, Jason. Have fun.
All right. Walter. Did you
Yes,
say you
sir.
got any hunger?
I did. I got 1, so I'm
Okay.
at 2.
Okay, but you're still in good shape. So you've just gotten up. You turn, and all of a sudden you just hear wood cracking. You see arms pushing out of pushing out of the box. And I mean, you just watch as he just destroys this box.
Weirdest thriller remake ever.
It's like he pushes against the lid, and the lid, he doesn't snap the chains that you wrap
literally
around the
box
box,
around it.
but he just folds that lid around the box, and he knocks the sides out. You're gonna need a new box.
So you can imagine Walter like almost in the thinking pose, just as this is just going on, he's just watching, and the moment Kyle makes eye contact with him, it's like, You know, I did hear you knocking. I was about to open the door for you, but never mind.
And Kyle, you're now just laying there, surrounded by shredded wood with chains laying loosely on top of you.
Where am I?
Congratulations, you're in my haven. I would say we had fun, but unfortunately, I'm not going to lie to you.
Did you get the bastards at least?
Yes, as far as I know, all of them are gone except for one, so the Anarchs do have at least a prisoner for what has happened. So we'll get information at some point, I promise.
Wonderful.
Hey,
I'm hungry.
would there still be any blood packs left? Or did
I
we
don't
all...
think so.
He's like, well, unfortunately, I do not have any spare blood lying around. You are welcome to, peruse the sewer for something, at least for a snack if you wish. Your bar, and he kind of points in a general direction, is about that way. So if you have reserves there, by all means. I'll at least let the rest know you're awake. You've been here for at least a few days. And don't worry, Emma's been taking care of you.
Sounds like her.
Well, unfortunately, you were in worse condition when I came across you, but then again, she has worked with magic she does possess. I apologize I could not be there to share the blunt of the blow with you. But at least the sewers are contained for whatever time that may be until they decide antics again.
I'm going hunting.
Safe travels again. I'll let the rest know that you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Oh man, if he would have actually like rolled enough to get the ear from the tail,
Bushy tail.
the bushy tail.
That depends.
Oh yeah, does that trigger on that triggers on a? I was thinking about bestial failures, but can that trigger on a missing critical?
No, it specifically from the Gangrel Bane triggers on Frenzy.
Okay, okay, specifically frenzy. All right.
Yeah, it specifically does say Frenzy is when that Bane triggers.
Man, if
Sigh.
you'd been at Hunger 5, man.
Oh well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Kyle's hunting and Iola is hunting. Was anyone else hunting?
I'm good.
Okay. And Egidio was tapping his herd. All right.
So yeah, no. Basically, after Kyle exits the domain, Walter shuts the door back, and then there's a text out to. He'll send multiple texts out to people like, "Our dear friend seems to be in good health. Do be leery. He seems to be rather cheerful." Didn't catch
Yeah,
that, Deca.
it's says in Frenzy, Gangrel gain one or more animal features.
Okay.
So specifically for frenzies.
All right. So where is Kyle hunting? How is Kyle hunting?
Kyle is he's gonna tap the coterie herd.
Okay.
Also, Deca, I think you are muted, sir, because I haven't heard you if you've said anything.
Yeah, you're muted in Discord.
I forgot I was muted.
Oh, good.
Wait, the coterie has a herd?
Yeah, 1 herd, and Kyle is tapping it because he is very hungry.
Well, there goes an entire floor of people. Good luck, everyone.
Yeah, the plus side though with the Gangrel Bane is it specifically has a way it specifically has a tie-in with the Ride the Wave. As if you ride the wave of the frenzy, then you only take one penalty as opposed to a penalty equal to your Bane severity. So if I don't control it and you take complete control, then I I get 2 animal features and I lose 1 point and 2 stats. If I ride the wave, I only get 1, period, regardless of what my bane severity is.
Okay.
So,
All right. So you just go out and tap the herd. So
yeah, he's tapping the herd. He's very hungry, so he's down to hunger 3. And then he's gonna go back to his place, get changed because his stuff is torn
Wrecked.
up. Yeah,
burned a little bit. Yeah.
and he probably smells a little bit like a sewer.
Well, to be fair, Walter's
say-
area is better.
And he was in a box, so
I think while Kyle's getting changed, he gets a phone call.
All right. Well, let's handle
Yes,
Iola's hunting right quick. All right. And you are an alley cat, so that means you are out physically roaming about.
Yep.
So how does she go about her hunting?
She is going to try to compel somebody.
Also,
Okay.
my apologies, Deca. No, the whole yawning.
Oh no, you're good.
All right. So she is planning to use one of her abilities.
Yep.
Is that an ability that would require a rouse check?
With eye contact, turn, decides whether. I don't know. When you use compel, socks for Samuel, did you have to do a rouse check?
I didn't have dominate.
I
It would
thought
be
you
in
had
the-
dominate.
You absolutely had Dominic.
Did I?
Yeah, you had compel. You used it once.
I thought he had the one where he
I had Auspex. I had Auspex, Blood Sorcery.
Okay,
Then
compel
you-
is compel is a level 1 ability, so I don't.
Yes,
think
level 1
there's a
ability.
rouse.
And then it doesn't have a rouse.
Compel. That's from Dominate, yeah.
Yes.
It's a
Didn't you
dice
have-
roll. If you're doing it on Kindred, it's free on Kind.
Yeah.
Okay.
The cost is free, so you don't have to make a rouse check.
Okay.
All right.
Me now going to Samuel's sheet.
I thought you had compel, to be honest.
Let me double check.
Well, it doesn't really matter.
No, yeah, he did have Dominate. He has Compel and Cloud Memory.
Yeah, see?
Okay, I knew he had the cloud memory. I can't remember which ability that was under. All right.
Yeah, his Dominate powers are both free. He never had to roll for them because he didn't take the higher level stuff.
So in that case, Iola would be rolling. Let's say charisma. You know, do you really get up close enough to make eye contact? And instead of a skill, we may let you roll your Auspex. Or your persuasion, whichever you'd rather do.
You could do persuasion, charisma.
Okay. You know, but the ideal being, you know, getting somebody to let you kind of up in their personal space, and then you compel them to stand this, you know.
So that's 3 successes. Right?
All right, and you needed 4, I think, in this
Damn. Do I?
neighborhood.
I wouldn't go hunting in my domain.
You would still need 4.
It's still need 4, yeah.
Yeah.
Thought it was 3.
No.
No.
Now this is more of a
Can't
healthy
burn
working class
if need
neighborhood
be.
sort of thing.
Yeah, you can
Yes.
burn a willpower if you'd like.
It's one
Yeah.
of those depends on where you hunt things.
Yeah, I'll
Like-
burn a willpower and roll.
You can roll up. You
It's
can
like-
re-roll up to 3, though not the hunger dice.
I think you only have 2 that you can reroll here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dega, thanks. Yeah. No rouse check for Compel.
I got a 6.
There you go.
Oh,
You got
that
4.
succeeds. There you go.
All right. So yeah, you find, you know, some guy wandering around. That it's not difficult at all to convince him to come over and help you with something or whatever excuse you use. And then as soon as he's within, arm's reach of you, you lock eyes with him, then he's yours. How much do you take from him?
Enough to slate 2 hunger.
Alright, which I believe is... That would be, so you take 2 from him, which is the maximum you can take from somebody without doing them any serious harm.
Yep.
Alright, so you're good. Alright, Kyle, once you're done tapping the herd,
Mm-hmm.
Get a phone call.
oh yes, that's right.
Oh.
You get a phone call from a GDO.
Probably while you're changing.
Yeah.
You are up. You'll have to document your thoughts while you were away. I told your crew that you were on vacation, so when you get back there, just tell them you're back. Early vacation, early back.
Fine.
That's it. They were a little concerned about checks, but I figure you had some sort of direct deposit system, but I guess I was wrong.
There is one. They'd be fine.
It didn't seem. It doesn't matter. Glad you're back. Go tend to. We have to talk when you have a moment, and we have everybody.
Fine.
Clicks that, and then Egidio. Well, I want to see what Emma does first. Emma and Walter do first, but Egidio clicks that, and he's in front of the blood center.
Okay.
Emma's probably replies back to the text. Well, do we want to celebrate or meet anywhere? After everyone's taken care of. She's trying to be vague. She doesn't send that, taps back and be like, hey, did y'all want to meet up for a drink at the bar?
Kyle's, I'm going to work.
His way of saying yes. Egidio
Walter-
has a thumbs up emoji. We'll be late. Join. I'll be there at some point though.
Walter responds back by saying, "Of course, I would love to join you for a drink."
Would my number be in the group text message?
Would it?
I guess not.
Might not be at this point.
Yeah.
Now, as always, you would know that if you want to talk to Kyle, the bar is the place you'd find him. If he's up and around.
Yeah.
And that's truthfully probably where you've seen most of these guys most of the times that you run into them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Quick question for Emma. Where's Kyle's guitar?
Probably back at her haven.
Okay.
Because she probably took that with her versus leaving that in the sewer.
Good. Wanted to make sure.
Oh, that's right. Kyle did hand that to her before he ran off.
Yeah.
And got shot.
It's like, what? Y'all don't want to leave Walter gifts? The nerve.
No, the humidity might not be good for it. I don't know a lot about instruments. I'll just put it in my hallway closet or something.
All right. So does everybody mosey their way to the bar eventually?
Oh
Yeah. I think Egidio looks at the blood center and is just like, one day, and he walks away.
Looking at it longingly, and the whole sad music playing in the background.
Every now and then he walks by and just strokes the door as he walks by.
The Lou Ferrigno Hulk theme plays as he's going like this in the parking lot.
Lonely Man, I believe is the name of that.
Yep.
Okay.
So Kyle, you walk in the door. All your employees are surprised to see you. Oh, you back already? One of them's like, yeah, I knew he couldn't stay away.
They won the bet.
It was a short vacation, but enough to get things going.
I don't know, boss. I don't know if one night off is really enough to call it a vacation.
It was 2.
I mean, you've taken like one night in the entire time I've worked here. Sounds. Oh, I guess it was 2.
I like working hard.
On your office desk, there is a bill for Mr. Electric.
Mm-hmm.
Something about coming by and checking all the lights in the parking lot. Makes no sense to you. The lights are fine.
Kyle in his head. What did those idiots do?
GDO opened
Smash
the door.
cut
And
to those idiots.
To be a senpai. Oh, we're not singing tonight. Never mind.
Dang it! I forgot to bring the guitar back. I'll
Oh,
get it.
did you have the guitar to sing? Oh well,
No, just reminded me.
sure.
One of the waitresses walking by and she stops. She hears Emma say that. And then she just smiles really big.
Oh shit!
Drops off her drinks and runs
No,
over and starts talking to one another.
No! Damn it!
And GDO's actually like laughing really hard.
No! No!
Ah.
A little bit later, one of the guys comes back out. So, you left your guitar over at
Emma at the bar just
her house.
Although one I could trust with it.
Yeah. Trust is important in any sort of relationship.
Emma to the heavens. Why? Why do you do this?
GDO's cackling like a wild man.
Walter's just like kind of standing in his own like little special spot to not bother people, but he's hearing this and just like smiling.
I hate everyone.
Ah.
No, you don't.
My sire would be disappointed in me. I hate everyone.
That's not very Golconda of you, is what your sire would probably say.
Maybe Golconda's the friends we found along the way. It wasn't said out loud.
Okay.
No, definitely wasn't said out loud.
Wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
That was the players talking, not the character.
I think Ichigo goes like this, and it's like with everyone in plain view of like in the back.
Is Iola here?
Mm-hmm.
No, yes.
Yeah, I need a drink. Come on.
All right.
I had way too much fun while you were taking a nap.
So what do y'all tell Kyle about what happened while he was taking a nap?
Does Egidio see the bill?
If y'all go back to his office, yes. If you go back to one of the
Yes.
soundproof rooms, then no.
I was
No. He's taking them back and a quick just over the code as part of the wall moves aside.
What the hell?
Okay, Batman.
It's a good place to crash when I can't get back home.
Wish we would have known about this.
Yeah, if we knew about that, it would have been made this a little easier.
As he takes them down to like a fully stocked like speakeasy with couches and everything, and
How much was the Mr. Electric bill?
why?
Look, do you
Funny
want it
story.
paid? Do you want it paid or not?
I'll give you the receipt later.
Ooh. Not.
The fact that you had to ask that though, why?
So a lot happened in
Walter.
2 nights.
Walter fades into view. You see, funny you should say that.
So
Emma's just pouring drinks for everyone.
some roughs were here yesterday. I didn't get their. I got one of their names. He said his name is Rob.
Did we recognize them?
Yeah, they're semi-regulars.
Yeah.
Motorcycles.
Rob and his motorcycle coterie. I'm gonna call them the Motorheads. Came by and wanted to socially convince us that maybe they should take the domain from us. But we pushed them back. We pushed back at it, and I think they saw our way.
They may come by to discuss terms of potentially assisting in defending it.
That's how
Or
good we
just
did.
to wave their dicks around.
Yeah, we're both. I suggested they go 2 blocks that way and go slice a domain out of that.
Well, that's gonna be a very fun conversation.
Unfortunately, the way it sounds is between me and you, they're fine with us since we seem to be sound fighters. At any kind of gestures to the other three, unfortunately, they are not confident in them, as it sounded.
Because they're
They don't know
idiots.
shit about me.
Well, he looks over at you. Well, of course they don't know shit about you. If they actually did, dear God, they'd be terrified.
It takes more than bruisers to run a rig.
It
Yeah, I
does,
tell that to
but
them.
I was about to say, but unfortunately, it seems like all of them were muscleheads themselves. May not be bad to have in the back pocket, as it were, but we at least have 2 good ones for now.
You need spotters, you need intel gatherers, you need muscle, you need enforcers, you need masterminds, you need people that can get information and various other means that aren't easily accessible through either coercion or blackmail or any other means.
Speaking of all of the above, I made a contact with a ministry kindred.
That's dangerous.
Well, the devil you know, right?
How apt.
I asked. I said the F word to them, to keep you stable, and her stable.
I was fine.
And who is bound by that?
It's just me.
Good.
You're welcome.
Egidio, you receive a text.
Yes.
It's from your ministry contact. He's got a line on that antique you wanted.
He'll text back. The antique that I requested has been restored. So, or the antique I have has been restored. So no need to replace it.
The rest of you just see Egidio stop mid conversation with Kyle and start typing on his phone.
One moment. That was another thing, and he'll reply to that. And okay, we're good. The other part of that was going to be if you weren't up by tonight, one of the tricks to getting somebody out of your state is blood of a older kindred. Just a little bit, just a little sip.
Right.
And again, you're welcome.
To be fair, it would rejuvenate you a bit better than standard healing, if I'm not mistaken. But at least you're up and at 'em now, though I'm going to have to see about replacement coffin.
You're the one that locked me in there.
To be fair, since I was unaware of the situation until later, I'd rather you not go into a frenzy and try to go for my throat if I can avoid it. I might be
Who
a
would have won that fight?
given circumstances, probably you. Stealth is my ally. Unfortunately, unless I can actually get away from you, I don't think I'd win that very easily. It'd be even match to a certain degree, but with your abilities, I'm pretty sure I'd lose in the end.
This isn't a dick waving contest. We're all one coterie.
Oh no, I'm not trying to do that once at all. I'm admitting that I'm not the strong one here. I'm the middle, if nothing else.
Kyle, how soundproofed is the speakeasy?
Very.
Okay.
It would have a cell phone on him.
The party rooms that got converted into like soundproof rooms, those
Mhm.
are like for casual meetings, like between mortals and stuff. If he wants to have a meeting with no ears between kindred, this is the place he goes.
Okay. So you're completely unaware of what's going on in the outside world out here. Is really what I'm getting at.
We're gonna go
Yeah.
upstairs. It's gonna be on fire. It's gonna be great.
There's not going to be a fire.
I mean, to be fair, yes, you are correct on that regard. This room is heavily soundproofed. So,
But either way, you've been at least restored, and from what I've gathered from the Nosses, the Camarilla was unavailable or wow.
The cam also got hit.
They did. The bank was also hit. They unfortunately did not manage to capture any of the thugs that happened to come in guns a-blazing. Luckily, our side of the Anarchs actually did manage to capture one of them to question. So,
According to the denumerator, he isn't very talkative because he probably doesn't know anything.
well, again, when you hire idiots to basically go in and shoot up a place, they don't need to know a lot, just know, hey, they get to have fun with real loud weapons.
Yeah. Oh, and Egidio will produce the pistol. Like, this is the one that took you down, or one of the ones that took you down. Pistol itself, it's whatever. And he presents one of the rounds. This, however, was the prickly pear that did the trick.
Good lord, are those incendiary rounds?
Well, this one is. He's holding the one here. He's not showing the clip.
Yeah, several of those would definitely bring any kindred down, no matter how stubborn they are.
Is the clip that I have only had 3 out of, and if he fired 1 at you, that's 4 out of the total clip. So at best they were ill-equipped. At worst, they're stabbing at the dark and actually hitting something.
Wait,
right.
You mean to tell me the clip was rigged to not be a full clip of incendiaries, but only partial?
That's correct.
Well, that's ridiculous, and that means they were ill-equipped from the start, almost if they weren't supposed to.
Set up to fail.
Yeah, that's not ridiculous. That's shock troop combat.
Oh
Oh,
yes.
don't say that.
So anyway,
I mean,
not to
Yes.
cut this short, but to cut this short, we're getting right up at 9:30.
Catch-
Eventually,
Kyle up.
everybody gets caught up. The only other important thing is, does Emma reveal to Kyle what she revealed to everybody else?
Well, yeah. When it came up, she'd be like, "By the way, since now everyone else here knows this," and flips the hat up.
I don't think Iola did either. Now I think about it.
Neat.
She came in when Emma was doing the
He
healing.
came in
fair
like
enough.
mid-Valerian.
Let's say that's literally Kyle's responses. Huh. Neat.
I mean,
Perfect.
Walter looks at it and it's just like, I'm fairly confident there's an Nasa 2 with maybe a few multiple eyes. That doesn't really faze me too much, dear. Is it
If
supposed to?
anyone asks about it, just you never saw it.
That's the
Somewhat.
important part.
Especially Tremere.
So do what I did last time.
Yes, I greatly appreciate that.
Looks at him.
And
I see 2 eyes. I don't know what you're talking about.
Precisely.
now
have
we catch
2
everybody up
eyes.
and go up.
I have
Yeah.
2 eyes, and you are a very handsome young man.
I appreciate it. You must have found my photo album of my past.
So anyway, y'all wind up crawling back up,
Mm.
and there is commotion.
What kind of commotion?
You hear one of your employees apologizing to somebody he refers to as officer. He doesn't know where the boss went. He was here, and him and some of the folks stepped to the back, and then this guy came in, and he threw insert employee's name here over the bar.
I step into the back for 10 minutes to meet with some friends after my vacation, and someone gets thrown over my bar.
And sure enough, you can see the some of the shelves back behind the bar smashed.
Top shelf stuff.
And
I don't know if I can throw the guy that far.
the police start asking you, a couple of questions. The story you get out of the employee that's talking to him is, y'all stepped to the back. A few minutes later, some homeless guy came in. Smelled like he'd been swimming in sewage.
Really?
The other bartender, stepped in to talk to him and seemed a little freaked out. His back was to the rest of us. And the guy started screaming about where you were. And then he pitched, and then he pitched the bartender over the bar, stormed into the back, and we heard him like throwing stuff, pushing shelves over and kicking doors in, and we called the cops right away, obviously.
An aside to the deal. That sounds really good.
Now they took. I need to get a list of your employees' names at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But they took him to the hospital to check him out, make sure he wasn't concussed or anything. So like the police are, this is the second incident in a fairly short period of time in your bar. So the police have some questions for you, and that's where we will pick up next time.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So I hope y'all had fun. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's good to be back.
found out my.
Yes, so we've got you for 3 more weeks after this. So
Yes, you do.
Until the Malkavian goes and does Malkavian things.
Like always.
Bye,
people
Prof.
have
I
their
gotta
own.
go.
Stars can't do it.
Anyway, so hope y'all had fun. I had fun running. Hope everybody that came by enjoyed it.
Always like chatting with people in the chat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dega, thank you for coming by. Thank you for following.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll join up next week. We do this every Tuesday. And for anybody else out there, if there's if this is not enough gaming in your life, there are other games going on in Direbear. Just check the schedule below. Falscala Knights may be the only one actually running at the moment.
Knight's Ransom is running as well.
Is it? Okay.
So
Join the
Wednesday,
Discord.
Thursday.
Wednesday,
It's in the
Thursday, okay.
Discord.
But anyway, until then, we will see y'all next time.
Bye.